Welcome, congratulations, and thank you to all of you. Sincerely, it is an honor and a privilege to be here in your company on one of the proudest days of your lives. But please allow me to introduce myself once again. My name is, perhaps unbelievably, Plumb. And again, perhaps unbelievably, my job sees me reviewing films on the radio and interviewing film stars on TV. I'm just going to pause there so we can all universally hate me for a moment, and then we'll move on. With that in mind, I'm well aware that I've not, say, spent 20 years studying the human genome. I've not got an OBE for services to charity. But I did ask Scarlett Johansson, her again, if she had any advice for you fine human beings here today. What should you do after graduating? Her answer, stay in university, get another degree. It's at this point I'd really like to hammer home the core message of my speech today. I am here because of good luck, occasional bouts of hard work, and mistakes. Many mistakes, some made by others, most handcrafted by me. But I really must insist that you make a wild and staggeringly vast array of your own as you step out into the blinding light of post-university reality. This is one of the key reasons I loved coming here to Warwick. The societies, particularly Raw and the Boar, salute, you guys gave me so much freedom to make mistakes over and over, be bad and get that tiny bit better over and over and over. And this is no offense to you guys, I owe you my career. There is just such a vast, untapped well of potential rubbishness in all of us that needs to be let out. And Raw and the Boar let me do that. The hidden secret is that anyone who has gotten good at anything is that they've done so by repeatedly being terrible first and shedding that scaly, faily skin. Mistakes are inevitable, and mistakes are beautiful. They make the best life lessons, and they make the best stories. For example, my very first interview on camera ever, way back in 2000, went so badly wrong that the star in question, called Clive Owen, anyone heard of him? No. Saw me panicking, sweating profusely, and generally freaking out so badly that our Clive decided to put his fist inches up in front of my face and make this beating heart impression. I promise you this is true, and yes, I did die. But what did I learn? I learned that nothing could ever go as badly as that. So don't worry about any work, projects, or meetings, or further interviews going any worse in the future. But then that future came along, and it proved me wrong. As it will prove you wrong, time and again, trust me, years later, I was lucky enough to interview, ready for the name drops, Leonardo DiCaprio, Margot Robbie, and Brad Pitt. Let me just pick them up. I had spoken to Leo and Margot before, darling, but I'd never met Brad Pitt until that very moment, and so I walked into the room and shook their hands like a human being would. I said hello to Leo, I said hello to Margot, and then, as I made eye contact with somebody whose handsomeness I had not adequately prepared myself for, I shook Brad Pitt's hand, and my brain told my mouth to say the words, Brad Pitt. In front of Brad Pitt, as I was shaking the hands of Brad Pitt. Similarly, I once presented a bowl of crunchy nut cornflakes to Colin Farrell on the BAFTA red carpet as part of a tortured in-joke, and in the process, spilt milk on his Tom Ford dinner jacket. Thank you. I once chucked hot sauce at Florence Pugh. I once found myself in a conversational cul-de-sac with Olivia Colman, where I ended up showing her my most embarrassing dance move, I won't do it today, and we both imitated a pigeon. I did not set out to do any of those things, but I'm very glad they happened. And time after time, I have learned that the best anecdotes are those of your gaffes. You might sneak some humble brags in there along the way, as Clive Meyrie once told me after I won Mastermind. But the very best stories are the ones where you do something absurd, or fall flat on your face. So please, very clever people assembled here today, forget your incredible education every so often and do something appallingly stupid. You know, for the anecdote, Warwick's incredible professors, tutors, have taught you how to improve yourself, give you knowledge, focusing on success and aptitude and hard work. And we thank all of them, truly. But only you can teach yourself failure. You need to learn it, and you need to learn it well. Only you can take that academic training and apply it to the unpreventable and glorious goofs that will come your way. All we are doing on this planet is trying to know ourselves, to know others, to improve ourselves, and improve the lives of others. That is it. That really is it. That, and I personally believe, tell a reasonably good story. I know this sounds obtuse, but life is made up of stories we tell. So please make them good ones, I beg of you. Do not allow yourself to not look foolish. Nothing matters as much as the voice inside your head says it does. Do not let yourself get wrapped up in the social media-fueled curse of constant comparison, of peer-on-peer review, of likes and shares, and artificial attention. This is all ultimately meaningless. In other words, be more stupid. Put yourself out there, take more risks, do things that scare you. Yes, I'd file all of that under be a bit more stupid. But also, think that silly thought and express it. Something fun might happen. Don't be afraid to ask for that eccentric, odd thing you might want. For example, I'm here at a graduation ceremony to celebrate all of you fine human beings, to remind you and your friends and your family to feel rightly so proud for all that you've accomplished. But I couldn't help but think this might be an opportunity for me to fulfill a personal dream of mine. So let me remind you that, again, preposterously, my surname is indeed Plumb, and my actual, genuine, real name is Ali Plumb. And I was joking with these highly esteemed people behind me here that traditionally, when you give a graduation speech, it's not uncommon for speakers like myself to be recognized or commended, so I thought I'd try my luck. Could I be made, I jokingly asked, a professor? Professor Plumb? They said. Yes, I said. You know, like in Cluedo. They paused. For longer than I expected. Not no was the eventual answer. So stupidly, wonderfully, Warwick has made another glorious mistake. And today I am giddy to tell you that I am now Professor Plumb. For just today. But I am, for 24 hours, Professor Plumb. I have a prop here that illustrates this insanity. I'm going to pop it on my robe. It says, in case you can't read it, University of Warwick's Professor Plumb, all caps, for the day. All this for a Cluedo joke. What a stupid thing to ask. What a stupid thing to receive. What a wonderful thing to be able to tell my parents over Christmas dinner and to read out on Would I Lie to You, should they ever ask me on. This is a come and get me plea. I have been absurdly lucky, and I cannot be more grateful for this ridiculous life I lead. We are all grateful in this room, I know this. But please be grateful to everyone who's helped you get here today, and be grateful to yourself. You have achieved something extraordinary over the past few years through hard work, patience, talent, a bit of winging it, cramming, leaning on your friends, leaning on your family, leaning on your tutors, and yes, making mistakes, dusting yourself off, telling a funny story about it, and carrying on. Go do that. Go do more of all of that. I could remind you of 1,000 other more platitudes. Be yourself. Time will forgive you. Wear sunscreen. But after all of your success here at Warwick, you must remember this. Mistakes will be made. Do not fear them, make them well, and make them often. Be lucky, be loved, look after yourselves and look after others. Enjoy success, enjoy failure, appreciate what you have and appreciate those around you. But after years of being very, very clever indeed, please don't forget to be ever so slightly absurd here and there. Thank you all so much for letting me be part of your day today. And if you have any further questions, my office hours are between 2 and 4. Thank you all.